Hey guys, how's it going? It's Gutter Tier, and I'm coming at you today with another Gutter Tier list. Today we're going to rank the Dash Boons in Hades. So what we're going to do is we're going to use, to rank them, we're going to use damage, utility, so how many builds it's going to work in, how many builds it might not work in, and also status / survivability. Some of the boons give off status effects, some of them add survivability. I feel like that's kind of an important aspect to it. Also, this is not going to take into account duo boons or additional boons, tier 2 boons that you're going to get on there. We're not going to put those on there. It's going to be just the basic boon itself. I will mention some of the other boons that can enhance these though. So, I'm going to start with Ares and the Blade Dash. So what that Blade Dash does is it leaves behind a rift that does 10 damage per hit. It's not a bad dash boon at all. It's not bad. What it does is, it's just going to deal a little bit of damage. It doesn't have any status, survivability, nothing like that. But what it does bring is it has good utility. It's going to work in everything. So I'm going to leave it in B tier because it's just okay. It's not going to blow you away. So we're going to move on to Athena's Divine Dash, which, again, it doesn't deal great damage. That's not what it's for, really. It's 10 damage. That's its base damage. What it brings, though, is a lot of survivability to your build. And utility. It works in almost every single build. I can't think off the top of my head, really, why you wouldn't want to take this boon. So it's going to go into S tier for me. I think it's a great boon. And one of those ones that's almost a must-have in a lot of ways. And now we're going to go into Dionysus's Drunken Dash. So what it does, I want to like this dash, but I can't. What it does is it has a hangover effect. So it'll deal the hangover effect several times from where you started the dash. And that makes it tricky to implement this dash. For me, anyway. It's just, it's hard to line up, and it adds that whole other, you have to think about where you're starting. Maybe it works really well on a boss fight like Lurny, where Lurny's kind of sitting still in the center of the fight. You can really hit it. But other than that, I can't think of a whole lot of good uses for it. It's doing 2 damage per 5 seconds. It does put the status of the hangover status effect on there, but I just feel like it's a very underwhelming dash for this versus all these other ones. So I'm going to put it down in the D tier for Dionysus. And now we're going to move on to Artemis's Hunter Dash. This is one that deals 50% more damage on just your dash strike, which is good. It can help. But the problem that comes along with this is it's very, very build specific. It's not something that you can use in most builds. It's something that's very specific to a build. And for that reason, it's going to go into D tier also because it's so specific that you would pass it up most of the time, I believe. Demeter's Mistral Dash. So now you're going to get, with Demeter, you get a gust that shoots out in front that will inflict chill, which is great. So you're getting your status effect, slowing the enemies down with your chill effect. That's great. It also deals 15 damage, which is kind of middle of the road damage on these dash strikes, I think. It's not bad, right? So that's good. I think probably because of that, and there's not, you can use it in most builds also with utility, like its utility's pretty good. So damage is okay, utility's okay. It's got the status effect. I think I probably put it in B, maybe ahead of, I would take it ahead of Ares, right? So we'll put it here, right? And I'll probably move this here too also. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so I think I would rank them like that if we care about having where we would rank them. I would have them like that and then like that. And now we're going to go into Aphrodite's Passion Dash. I really like this dash. I think it's a great dash. So what it does is it will inflict the weak effect where you end up. So the opposite of Dionysus's, right? So it's where you end up. I feel like that's easier to manage personally. It deals 20 damage, which is in the upper end of your damage output. So I think for me, it's not an S tier boon. I would put it in A tier. It's a really good dash, right? It's really good. And now we're gonna move on to Poseidon's Tidal Dash. So Poseidon's Tidal Dash is a great dash. It's a great boon. You get your splash area effect that does the knockback, right? So you're getting AoE damage, and it's doing knockback, which can also cause more damage. So the initial damage output is 35. It does have boons that can come with it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I would mention boons that can work with it, right? So you have Breaking Wave, you have Razor Shoals, you have Wave Pounding works great against bosses, and it's just so useful. It's got a lot of utility. It's got a lot of damage output. It's a must-have kind of when you're in the chambers, in the sticks. It can just mow right through enemies. It's such a good boon. So we'll put it into S tier here with Athena. I would prefer Athena's, I think. Personally, I prefer it, so I'm going to leave Athena at the top. But it's so good that we'll have it there. And now we have Zeus's Thunder Dash. It's kind of, I don't know, almost like it's kind of plain in a way. Like there's nothing great about it. It deals a bolt of does bolt damage for 10. That near the enemies. So that's it. It's not a bad dash. It has the utilities okay. It's going to work with most builds. It's not doing status. It's not giving you survivability. The damage is only 10, right? So it's not great. If you get certain boons to go with it, maybe it's okay, right? If you get double strike, that's when it would really start to shine a bit more. But on its own, it's not great. I would still take it over the ones in D tier, so I'm gonna place it in C tier because I think that's a fair place for it. I would definitely take it over the ones in D tier, but not over the ones in B. So that's it for my rankings on these boons. Let me know what you guys think I got right. Let me know what you think I got wrong. What would you guys do if you had? What's your favorite boon for the dash? I'm going to put a link up in the top for my other tier list that I did not long ago for ranking of the gods, if you want to check that out. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm going to keep making these tier list videos. I really enjoy thinking about it and putting them into a list like this. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys.